Man, did you go happy go lucky today with Steve Mnuchin? Huh? And Cuomo trying to change his mind out here. Man. 1 minute you say you wouldn't even let yours do it, but you want that PPP PE money, right? And like I said, that's you believe him if you want. It ain't there. What he's trying to do is manipulate the already struggling market. Manipulate already struggling market by sending little ones into chaos. Once they get into chaos, get sick like the colleges are already starting to do, and they're starting to go back to remote learning, they won't claim them as that. They'll say it was a cold or, you know, they was playing with something, Play-Doh with something. The list goes on and on. But it's going to be a constant excuse as to why kids can't catch COVID. But I said to myself, it's supposed to be attacking every and any living being. That's what COVID-19 says. But Mr. Little Hands, or AKA Don the Don, wants to grab him out and put him in, so he don't have to pay the teachers, the staff, the same unemployment that he's been paying specific individuals since February. Now, you don't want to pass that HEROES Act because everybody will be included in it. You don't want to create sustainable online situations because you didn't plan for all of that. you plan for a specific to not be traced by COVID. Anti-Semitic COVID-19 infections and disease tolerance shots says, let's see here. Like I said, I'm not making this stuff up. NPR, Undark, it shows a photo of several individuals in the parking lot, either social distancing or social distancing. But like I said, if you think that you can persuade individuals by this news or whatever and all of this because of the loss, I said to you, just build the money machines, take a year off. You say it's impossible. Well, I'm thinking that your plan is impossible. And it has so many flaws in it that it doesn't even work for adults. That's why cut the job hours in half, but you're still paying them for that. Then, because adults, they can do what they've been doing to you for the past few, which is sue you. But like I said, between that and the fact that you have an AG that's somewhat, I feel like he knows that something is wrong, but he can't because you picked him. I see the way he looked at the things you say about Kenosha and this and that, and you looking like, if you was on the other side, it would be wrong. But that's besides the fact because he's your AG, he's your Attorney General, and whatever you say, he doesn't have to do it, but in order to keep his job, That's what I said. Can Just Sessions. He was trying to do his job, but he also knew that there was some things that had you scratching your head as to why is this taking place. But it's only taking place to disenfranchise one and empower another around the world. But around the world, there's a pandemic. And within that pandemic, like I said, maybe God seen something that others couldn't. Oh, my stomach. Oh. Trump opposes postal service funding, but says he'd sign bill including. Wait for it. Trump opposes postal service funding, but says he'd sign bill including it. The only reason why you want that bill signed so fast is because none of the stuff that's in the Heroes Act is in your bill. And the Heroes Act is for the people. And you all against heroes out here. That's why you want to sue McDonald's, because McDonald's in somehow, some way has a trust fund for eligible black college participants, but you want to take that out of there and cuff it for your pleasures, your majority of your desires and all. So I said, man, you want to go at the top chains, break them down, spank them around a little bit like you did Johnson & Johnson, And like I said, man, you gotta understand. But then I said that came back and Purdue. Remember Purdue? Couple billions off of the top of it. And I'm trying to figure out. Like I said, that's the only thing I can see you doing it, which is you sending it around the world to who you wanted to do. You know what I mean? First, and that's not how it's supposed to work, baby. And hence, oh yeah, that's another thing too. Could you please tell me why talk show hosts, audiences don't have to wear masks, but you want every United States citizen's child to go into your public or private schools with a mask on for several hours? Now, I know you got a tight deadline for demolishing what you call it? Man, yeah, demolishing and destroying. Like I said, you want to compete with McDonald's, Mr. President, whatever, build something to go with it. But see, like I said, when I said build the money machines, you didn't do that. You started building all of these things that took out a loan or took out this or befriended you and allowed you to do some things that just was horrendous, man. Horrendous things. How long does COVID-19 immunity last after recovering shot? See, this is my thing, man. You claiming things that's unrealistic. It's not even proven, because everyone that said they got rid of it ended up back with it. Fake or real, nobody knows anymore. You have to research and determine. And that's going to take a lot of work. Maybe even years even. So, Miss me with all of the what you call it, the people that's want to steal what I'm doing already, which is something that ain't been done before. For free on a public platform. And all this lawyer talk, I want to become a lawyer. Listen, man, it ain't no real lawyers out here anymore. Law has been obstructed. Justice has been obstructed. So the beg for it is only going to excite Mr. Slicer wrong. He know what I want, but he won't give it to me. Which is to get off whatever you need to get off. Cause like I said, who gonna be around long? And it's not by coincidence. Fake or real. How to self-check the news and get the facts. The fact of the matter is, you have to determine off of what these people say, how they say it, and when they say it. Because, like I said, out of desperation, they might say some things to persuade. You know, like out of desperation. Devil wanted Adam to not be as praiseworthy as he was to God. So he persuaded him and Eve. Like, I'm any human, I'm an angel. Fake news stories can be real life consequences. On Sunday, police said a man with a rifle who claimed to be self-investigating a baseless online conspiracy theory entered a Washington, D.C. pizzeria and fired a weapon into the restaurant. That's it, man. If you want to pay people like you did with Las Vegas, remember the Las Vegas shooting? Or the kid that ran in the school said it was Valentine's Day and all that, Black History Month and all. Come on, man. Let's think about this, man. Like I said, man, it's a long line of lists and damn that even your AG is maybe disgusted about. He might want to do not recall any of this. Students have this main inability to tell fake news from real. Nah, like I said before, you wanna throw out and say that my news is fake. And when I'm sitting up there, like I said, man, Mnuchin is desperate. Trump is desperate. You pass the Heroes Act or you get nothing, man. That's just it. Because right now, what you're trying to do is take what's little left and leave everything with an I don't know explanation, like you did before. And you see what that got us into, the pandemic. So what's after the pandemic? Because to me, the pandemic is not actual because you wanna follow rules that was before the pandemic. In the middle of in any pandemic, for that matter, there are no rules. There are no regulations. From definition. But you have the freedom of speech. So when you tell people that, you know, they rent won't be you know, you don't have to pay rent right now. Yeah, you saying that because later on down the line, if you're not voted upon, and like I said, the devil persuaded Adam and Eve. If you're not voted upon, then those individuals that didn't pay that rent, you're gonna want that money back. But you said you was gonna take care of it. Like we said, come April next year, when tax seasons allegedly come around, and that's another thing. What about those that got, excuse me, that got laid off or fired? Will they be able to claim that come 2021? And what would that look like? Seeing as though you allowing rents and mortgages to pile up, would you gonna loan them out through the banks? Because from what Mnuchin saying, banks, small businesses, like I said, I'm following Trump's lead. If Trump business was smaller, failing so bad, he had to file for a Chapter 12 bankruptcy and put everything in his kid's name, then everyone should be doing the same. You gotta follow the leader, man. You follow the leader, man. Follow him. And like I said, that's another thing why you want to get everything back in the schools, so they don't have to keep an eye on with what you're doing with the trickeries. Yeah, come on, man. Coronavirus update. I told you, man. My nerves, man. I don't like them irked or irritated. Coronavirus update. Rhode Island okays most schools to reopen in person. Like I said, man, New York, Cuomo, you desperate, man. You got millions and millions of concrete buildings, sewage waste lines back from here to Tuckanuba. And then I said, well, you can't practice social distance. It's too small of a space. But that's out of desperation of Trump tells you he gonna pay you if you do so. Like I said with the Adam and Eve, you've been persuaded. When in our reality, he can't. If you look further into the fact that he gave all states their own rights to do whatever they need to do, whether he approve of it or not, he has no choice. Remember, giving all states, freedom to operate within their states. This was before the pandemic, though. But like I said, man, none of it has any barrier except for the people putting the barrier behind it, which is you salute it. I'm thinking more or less we in limbo. Everyone, everything. And like I said, the one that's in charge doesn't want to accept it. Because no president wants to have to go through what is taking place. But the thing I can say is the Almighty One. The Almighty One, yes. California is stronger. Mental health parity bill awaits governor's signature. Let's see what this goes to. NPR has more on that news. NPR. Because like I said, in the middle of in a pandemic, everyone's mental health is at risk. Some higher than others. There are already federal and state laws on the books requiring insurance companies to cover mental health treatments, just as it does medical treatments and procedures such as chemotherapy and cesarean sections. But many patients say those laws haven't gone far enough because they permit insurance companies to pay for care only after the mental illness has reached a late stage crisis, or let companies deny coverage outright. So states, including New York and Illinois, have been strengthening their regulations and enforcements. Listen, everyone's mental health is at risk because of COVID. You know the symptoms. Brain tumors, runny eyelids, runny nose, sore throats, earaches, headaches. How are you supposed to function and operate clearly? And like I said, for something such as those symptoms, you're gonna need some pain relief. And you know what they say: don't operate vehicles while under intoxication. Please don't. Please don't. Can my child's school insist they take a COVID test? I would firmly insist that if you're doing any of that, test. But see, it's got so drastic that you done test so many that you can't even afford the testing anymore. That's why you saying you want to send them to school instead of getting them tested first. but any diseases, because the doctor's office, majority of them either have a limit or they packed, or you have to make an appointment and they'll get back to you whenever that may be, because they're in the pandemic too. Like I said, I'm not the one to get excited over the real news. It's just more or less fake news would like to embark on real news, because somehow, some way, majority of the time, fake news makes me laugh. It just does. And I said to myself, out of desperation, the devil would tell you you would have infinite, eternal life. Because he does. He's an angel, you know what I mean? Being a selfish jerk doesn't get you ahead, research finds. That's a personal opinion. That's a personal opinion, and to use the word jerk and calling names is outrageous. Like I said, man, you want it's a million people online discriminative. What do you have to say about that? Do you call them discriminative, or do you call them a jerk? Or do you do what do you do? You ban them? What do you do? Because I still can't post on my Instagram. I just can't. It's there. I can look, but I can't post. I don't even know how I get to that point. I try to change a few things around and still try to. It just says denying your post. Ed Sheeran, Cherry Seaborn announces birth of daughter Laura. I'm sorry, Lyra. Yeah, Lyra. Salute to that, man. It's the world is baby booming right now. Millions and millions and millions and millions of new babies. Like I said, we added more life to the life that we lost. And this is new life, so it costs even more. Property tax hike may be higher in certain areas of Nashville. Like I said, if Trump won it, he'll try to go get it. The question is it legit and is it fair to the American people? Or is it great again? Now, see, that could have been taken as being a jerk, but in all reality, I'm just going off of instinct, as civilized as I can. Would you say better is greater or greater is better? Which one? And someone called me ignorant online. I said, well, do you know what the definition? You might be right. If you look up the definition of ignorant, it's a group of people placed in balance, don't know their history, nothing. So, can I create an ignorant government? Can I create ignorant schools? Can I create ignorant laws and rules and regulations for the ignorant people? Oh man, they don't teach you this in school now, do they? Facebook threatened ban of no. That's Trump threatening Facebook because he the top seed out here, man. He the only one that kind of let me do what I do freely, with no interruptions. Everything else wants control over what I do, wants some type of embarkment on what I do, and don't want to give me the accolades that come with all of that. So I laugh at the fake news. Facebook threatens ban of news content in Australia, U.S. TikTok, but exchange wiring. Nah, man, this is all exchange. Like I said, exchange wiring. There won't be no more of that either. There won't be no credit cards and credit card exchanges anymore. Because it's just, how do you say it, systematically banned. Allegedly from the fake news. But they changed that rule because of the simple fact is those without, massive income. News and notes. Rookie Devaney will have an offensive role. Like I said, man, you want to push sports first, be my guest. Me personally, I already kind of came up with my ideas and all, which is take a year off. Let me build that money machine. I guarantee you I'll be able to hit you with whatever you lost, plus some in the next season. But they don't want you with more. They'd rather give it to one and let millions and millions suffer. But the sport, the person playing the sport doesn't know that. Because they're just the athlete. They're just to do their job. Everything else is surrounding them. It's, as I recall, remember they wrote nigga on the side of LeBron James' house, I believe that was. And yeah, I can understand why LeBron would say fear. But I said to myself, man, you're not the only one. Yours just hit the television. That's what I said, man. Yours hit the television and you pretty much got paid for it. They built you a new fence and all, right? You spread the news, New York State Fair, butter sculpture. Oh, that sounds nice, but that's a waste of butter. That could have been in one of my pots, man. A lot of butter could have been useful, man. But see, this is what I mean by this look what I have to waste. I'm looking like, okay. I still don't have my watch on. I'm still waiting on the time. Baldwin, Palestine news. Church plans golf event with Stanley Cup. Salute to that. But like I said, sports like tennis and the way you're using this U.S. Open as a strategy to get inside the brains of the diabolical ones. U.S. Open, U.S. Open, U.S. Open. That's what I mean by fake news. You put it up there and it just says U.S. Open. And then you put, after that, you put, the what's the name, Psychosis, man. Leave it alone. It's trickier even for you. They still want Mexico with the highest rate of COVID. Man. It's so much to go into. And there's enough time. But I just don't want to give it to them. With that being said, peace. I got to go.